Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to what should be the last video on Project Gino. Fingers crossed. Let's go, let's get on with it. Okay, so quite a few days has passed since we did any work on this. Due to the roadworks that's been going on outside, which is still going on outside, the parking's been a bit of a problem. So since I worked on this last week, this car's been parked down the road under a tree and hasn't moved, I haven't touched it. And it's been nicely shat on by a rather large bird by the looks of it, so I need to get that off sharpish. But yeah, so the last video on this went on Sunday. I didn't have time to do it for Wednesday last week. This week. Start again, sorry. I didn't have time to do any work on this car to get you a video for Wednesday. So I've had the ECU back for a few days. So first of all, I apologise for not giving you a video on Wednesday. And secondly, yes, I've had this ECU back. I got that back tail end of last week, or middle of last week even. So it's ready to go back in. Hopefully it's going to work. There's no reason it should do. It just said there was little bit of an anomaly of the type of crash data that it was showing rather than your standard crash data. So hopefully he hasn't flagged up that there are any issues. He's done it, sent it back, and I've got it put in. So few things left to do. Actually, less than a few things to do. What we got left to do on this? Okay, so we have got to put the new arch liner, which took forever to come, but it's finally come. So I've got a brand new one. Which has got to go on. I think it's a pattern part, but as long as it fits and it does the job, I couldn't care less. I have got to put the ECU back in, link up the computer, cross my fingers and hope the code's clear. One other little thing I've got to do is, it's got cobwebs from it, hanging from it as well, is the microphone for the Bluetooth has come off. I thought it would, because I stuck it onto the textured headlining, so it was never going to stick, I don't think. So what I'll do is I'll get some double-sided Velcro and use that instead. The car is extremely dusty, and obviously it's got the bird poo over it and so on, so it needs a damn good clean before I take the photographs. I think I've still got to track down the service history, but obviously I'll do that once it's all finished. I don't think it's going to need a service, but I do obviously, before I decide to or not to do that, I need to verify that. Got to get the wheel trims, there's a couple of little bits on the wheel trims that need a little touch up of paint, so I'm going to try and find a more of a, not the Bianco white, I need a creamier white, and I think I might have something that I can use, so I'm going to have to do a few little bit of test painting first on something else, just to see if it's the right sort of colour. Only bits and pieces, but of course if I do it in a really bright white, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, because when I paint them, I'll show you, I'll get one that I've painted out and then I'll show you it compared to the unpainted one, so bear with me 1 second. Right, so hopefully this will show up. So as you can see, that one's the painted one that I've painted, and this is the original that's unpainted. As you can see, the difference in the colour, that is much more creamier than that. That is quite a bright white, whereas that's not, which looked really nice on the car, but obviously you couldn't mix and match those because it'd stick out like a sore thumb. So I need to find a paint, not that paint, not the Bianco white, that will match that slightly. As you can see up there, there's a little bit up there that needs touching up, and there's a couple of other little bits on it, so I don't want to use something that is well off. So we'll give it a little try, see how it goes, clean them up. Most of what's on there is dirt. I've not touched them since I bought them, so I just need to clean them up really, and then we need to get those on. And then I'm pretty sure, excuse the noise of the shouting outside, is the blokes working on the gas, contractors working on the gas. Oh, I've got to button up the bonnet and what have you still. Not bonnet, sorry, the bumper. Get all the bolts in. At the moment we've only got the top bolts in, so when I do that, I'll get the bolt in there because that'll make it easier to do that. I wish he'd shut up. Can you hear it? Can you hear him? Knobhead. Obviously got to do this side as well. We've touched up all the bits of paint and what have you. I'm probably going to try and adjust this gap slightly more, twist the bonnet a little bit maybe, and that'll be it. I'll give it another wash today, and then that'll be it, and it can go up for sale. We've got the logbook, got all the old MOTs printed out. It is MOT'd, but I'm going to go and get it MOT'd. So as soon as I've got that ECU in, and I know it's okay, I'm going to go and book the MOT. I was going to try and book the MOT at the beginning of the week for today, and then just whack the ECU in and try it, but I just didn't have the time, and I didn't want to book the MOT just in case. Otherwise that would have been a waste. So enough waffling. As you can tell, I've got a cold today as well. So not today, I've had it all week. This is day 5 of my cold, so I'm not feeling brilliant, and it is extremely warm today. So but I will battle on. I've got a bloody headache as well, but we'll battle on, get it done, hopefully. So we'll see you in a minute, and we'll get that ECU plugged in. I'm not going to put it in position. Sorry, I'm not going to button it down with the bolts. Just going to put it in position, plug them in, fire it up, get my ECU scan out, and keep our fingers crossed. We'll do that first, actually. Let's get that done now. Okay, so I've got a torch. I've changed my glasses, so I haven't got the ones that go dark on. So these are old glasses, wrong prescription, but old glasses. So I can't really show you from this side. I don't think, actually, can I? Let me get the camera around the other side. Let's see if I can actually show you it properly. Right, it's a bit difficult for me to see on the screen as to whether you can actually see anything or not, but you've got, if the camera's picking it up, you've got the 2 plugs here, which I've moved out of the way when I was undoing that screw. We've got the ignition disconnected, and I've got the airbag ECU here. So, I don't really need the torch, but I'll put it on anyway, as soon as I've got it. So we need to plug these plugs in, whichever way they go, so slot them in. You've got the little lever, which then, oh, that's not done it properly. Let's try that again. You put it in, and then close the lever, and that closes the lever on it. And then the same applies for the other one. Hopefully you can see this. Am I getting that one the wrong way around? Possibly. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Yeah, I think that was the wrong way around. This is why it's easier to do it when it's out of the cut-off, you know, not fixed in position. I can't tell if I'm getting this the right way around now. No, I think I have got it the wrong way around. That's it. Okay, so that then needs to slot in there, out of the way. We'll sort the cables out afterwards, assuming it's all okay. Okay, that was a quick and easy job. So it's in position. So what I'm going to do now is go and get the computer, and then we'll get in the car, fire it up, clear the codes hopefully, and that'll be it. I'm just loading multi-ECU scan. As you can see, it did come up with the fuel cut-off unavailable and all that, and as you can see, the airbag light is on. Actually, no, the airbag light's not on, is it? Is that the airbag light, or is that one that says 2? No, that's the passenger airbag disconnected, isn't it? So the airbag light has actually gone out. So that is hopefully an indication it's going to be all right. Yeah. I always, when I see that, you see it obviously looks like an airbag, but what that means is it's number 2. Let me just zoom in so you can see just in case you can't figure out what I'm talking about. So that orange one there, below the seatbelt, so it's got a picture of a person with an airbag in front of them, and then the number 2. So that means it's the second airbag, which is of course the passenger airbag, because I'm sure, as you probably know from the menu button down there, you can disconnect that. Not disconnect, disable it. Should you have a child seat here, you can disconnect it, because obviously if an airbag went with a child seat, a rear-facing child seat, in the car, it could kill the child. So hence why all cars that have airbags, passenger airbags, have the opportunity to be able to switch it off. I'm telling you all what you already know anyway. So yeah, so that's hopeful now, the fact that airbag light is actually off, and I should be able to just switch that back on using the menu. So the errors are probably going to still be here, and hopefully will show as intermittent. No fault codes. There's no fault codes at all. Let me go back. Did I connect to the right one? Yeah, I did. No fault codes. So that doesn't really explain why I have got the thingy. I've got the triangle up, and I've also got the it came up and said fuel cut off unavailable. Let me go back to that and connect to it. I thought I'd connected to the wrong thing for a minute, because I didn't expect it to have no codes. he must have cleared the codes. F3 errors, no fault codes. Actuators. Okay. So we've got no flashing mileage, and of course it's the original one, so we shouldn't need to do anything like proxy alignment, but I'm just going to go through the motions of doing a proxy alignment. Sorry, I'm pointing the camera at the keyboard rather than the screen. Oh, it's really hot today. Doesn't help having a cold, but it's really warm. I'm in the full sun at the moment. The sun's sort of literally at the end of the driveway, so the whole of the drive is completely covered in sun. The radio receiver removed, yeah, of course we know about that. There was a question actually, I can't remember if it was on the Fiat forum or whether it was on someone had asked the question on this car or on the video I did of the stereo. But they said they've replaced one, and they've had to replace an ECU, and I can't remember which one it was now. It might have been the airbag ECU, I can't remember. And no, it was the Blue and Me. No, was it the Blue and Me? I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever it was, they were getting flashing mileage. So, of course, to get rid of the flashing mileage, you've got to do a proxy alignment. And they were asking the question that if you have to do a proxy alignment and you've got an error like that, because, of course, the original stereo isn't in there, will the proxy alignment work? And my answer to that was, I don't actually know. Now, I don't have to do a proxy alignment here, so the chances are when I try and do one, it will come up and say proxy is aligned, no adjustment needed, or whatever, however it's worded. But that was a really good question actually, and he was asking, so if it doesn't work, will I have to take out my third-party stereo, plug the old stereo back in, do the proxy alignment, and then swap them back again? So in theory, that is actually quite possible that is exactly what he will need to do. Yeah, I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it was someone that asked me the question on as a comment on one of the videos, or whether it was on the Fiat forum or something. I don't know. Anyway, but I just thought I'd throw that bit of information in there. Let us try and do a proxy. As I say, I don't think it's going to be necessary. And if it's not necessary, I still haven't changed this mouse colour. I must do that. I can never find it. It probably just won't do it, because it don't need to do it. Oh, it sounds like I'm at the seaside. I can hear seagulls. Dashboard node. My cat's having a mooch in the garage. Right into mode. Modular airbag node. Success, which is always a bonus. It actually seemed completed, so it has actually done a proxy alignment. That's interesting. Even though it didn't need it, turn the key to off, which I've done. Press Y to continue. Switch it back on. It'll probably get a flashing mileage now. Wouldn't surprise me. Left front door open. No, it's not. Oh, I probably haven't shut it properly. Let's shut it. Boot open. Yeah, the boot is open and the bonnet's open. Yeah, it wasn't shut properly. Let's close that. I won't worry about the boot. Well, at least the mileage isn't flashing. So we should be able to go in here, menu, passenger bag, switch on, confirm, yes, and then that light goes out. And we haven't, I don't worry about the time and date for the time being. It didn't come up that time with the fuel cut-off unavailable. So it's obviously done the trick. Excellent. So we've got no lights. No errors in the ECU. All good. So we can get that MOT booked. So I'm going to switch this all off, and before I carry on, I'm going to go and use my laptop indoors, and actually I can use the computer upstairs. My wife's got a horrible cold as well today, and she's feeling very fluey, so she's actually not working today. She's lying in stroke on the bed, feeling sorry for herself. But yeah, I think hers is a lot worse than mine. Anyway, you don't want to know about that. Let's go and get this MOT booked. So today's Friday. I think I'm off work till next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll see if I'll double check that, and then see if I can get it booked for one of those days. And then by next weekend, assuming everything's okay with the MOT, it'll be up for sale. And probably actually by the weekend it probably would have gone, to be fair. Okay, let's do it. That's brilliant. So excellent that it works. Again, you know, Electronic Services, who is in Gillingham, was it? Gillingham, I think, down in Kent. On eBay, I will give you a link again in the description. £35, I think it was, £35. Send it off. It took ages to get to him. I sent it by Hermes, and it took ages to get to him. It took about 4 or 5 days to get to him. He turned it around, sent it back the same day, and I got it a couple of days later by post. Great service, never had a problem, including this time. It all works perfectly. Highly recommend him. Okay, brilliant. Okay, let's get this MOT booked, and then we'll come back and I'll let you know when it is, and then we can continue and get this car finished. Home straight, really is the home straight now. Right, I have zoomed in down the bottom there, and again, I don't know whether I'm going to get in the way or not, but I've given that a clean. Now the I've got to bolt the ECU in, haven't I? I can do that from the other side anyway, so I don't need to worry about this too much. So, yeah, cables are all in out the way. The ECU can be manoeuvred into position from the other side, so I just need to get this panel on here. So, is that the right size bolts? Yeah, so I just need to get the extension on to get into there. So this is held on with two bolts, which are the same bolts. Actually, I need to find the rubber washers, which don't seem to be here. Well, I've got some spares, so I'll find those. These are the same bolts that hold the dash in. So let me just go and find the rubber washers. So you've got a rubber washer and a metal washer to obviously stop it rattling around. So let me just go and find some of those. I don't know why they're not in the bolts box, but we'll find some. Right, got those. Got loads of spares. That's the beauty of doing the same car, and over and over again you end up with lots of spares. Right, so we need to manoeuvre that into position and push it home, snap it in like so. Not quite in at the bottom there, that's it. Get these ones in first, which are always a bit of an issue, not an issue, but always fun because they're recessed. So that's that one. And then we got the top one to feed into the hole. Didn't think that was in properly then for a second, but it went in eventually. And then we got one small Torx, which we need the other. I didn't even need the torch after all that. Yeah, it's that one. Swap that over. I normally do these up with a hand one, but as soon as I got this out, I might as well use it. There you go, that's that on. Job done. I need to put the other mat in and put this one on the top of it just for the time being. Okay, let's put that on there. Right, that's that done. Let's go and secure the other side. We'll get the airbag ECU secured in. Oh, excuse the camera. Yeah, I'll get the airbag ECU secured in the other side. And then that'll be another job done. Right, again, I'm not sure I can show you this very well. Obviously, I can't get the camera in there really. But I'm sure my head's going to get in the way doing this. So just here we have, should be sitting in there. Ah, where are they gone? They should have been there. Oh, where are they then? Did I put them in here? Ah, okay, I think that must be them. So we're only using 2 of them. We need the torch for this though. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you can't see me doing this, can you? But I'll talk you through it anyway. So yeah, so we'll just sort of push this into position, line up the screw holes, do them up. As I said to you before, I never ever put the third one in because there is absolutely no need. The 2 bolts will hold it perfectly well. And doing that third one is just an unnecessary pain in the backside. So I'm sure you can't see this, but I'll give you a close-up of it once I've done. Right. Let's get the camera in now. So take the zoom off. Right, so there you can see, just there, got one bolt just there, and another bolt just there. Completely sturdy, that ain't moving anywhere. That's it, that's that done. No kick panels put back on, that one's already on and screwed in as well. So that's that done, another job done. One more job I've got to do now is to find some double-sided sticky tape or Velcro of some sort and redo that. Get that hopefully to stay up there. Okay, so we're all done. I haven't touched up the little scratches on the wheel trims yet because I just wanted to get the wheel trims on, really, see what they look like, and they actually look really good. So they, obviously as a colour therapy, they transform the car and they make it look like what it should be. I adjusted that bonnet gap, it's much better. It's still not 100% perfect, but it is much better. And that's how it's staying now. So yeah, brand spanking new blue, beautiful painted shiny bumper which matches the bonnet and the wings perfectly. Bonnet is very slightly out, very slightly out. I don't think it shows through the camera, and unless you get it at a particular angle, it doesn't particularly show in real life. That was obviously replaced from, that came from an Abarth actually. It's very slightly lighter, but unless I pointed it out to you, you probably wouldn't notice it. And I say I don't think it shows through the camera. If it does, it always shows worse through the camera than it really is. But yeah, no, all the wheel trims are all on. They all look great. Minor bit of touching up to be done, and then I need to get some cable ties around them as well to stop them getting stolen or falling off. I've got one thing left to do, apart from the reversing camera, which I will do in a completely separate video, or at least I attempt to do in a completely separate video. I've stuck that back. Oh look, it's already falling off. I did that with the old what's it tape, Gorilla tape, and it's still falling off. So back to the drawing board on that. Yeah, one more thing to do. I've hoovered out the boot. This boot thing will need a good clean, so as soon as I get the jet wash out next, I will give that a jet wash and get it to dry in the sun before it gets put back in. Everything else is done. One thing left to do, which I didn't realise, and it is annoying, but it's all the same. I've got to do it. Listen, see, I don't know if you can hear it. No, let me try it this way. Hear that? What that is when you put these in, sometimes the little insert the inside of the insert will fall, and that's exactly what it's done, and it's now rolling around inside. So what you have to do is you have to take this off, open and close the boot a few times, and then eventually it'll drop out. So I've got to prise out those, take that out, take it off, and then hopefully when I shut the boot it will fall out and it'll be nice and quiet again. That's happened on a few cars actually. It's quite common to happen. Apart from that, it's all done. I need to clean this bird poo off still. I'm not going to give it its mega clean yet on the outside because it's going to be parked up till next week because the MOTs are not until next Thursday. So there's no point cleaning it. Once I get it back from the MOT, assuming hopefully it'll pass, then we'll give it its final clean and then it'll go up for sale. So yeah, it looks absolutely great. Not been a bad project at all. This had a little bit of grief for that front end, didn't we? But not too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that panel off, and we'll show you that, get that little thing out, and then I think what we're going to do is, for this video, for this project, we're going to call it a day. And when we get it back from the MOT, we'll give you an update on another video as to assuming it passes. And then I'll let you know when it sells. But for the time being, no, not for the time being, because I'm going to do that back bit. So let's get some tools and get that off. Right, so we'll take that bit off first. Then we've got to get all these poppers out, lower it down, and hopefully that'll be enough. Should have used the electric wrench on this. Come off, there you go. Right, let's pop these out. Get that out of the way. There's quite a few of them. Oh, where'd that one go? Just lost one. Oh, there it is. You do need a crevice tool to get these out. If you do it with a screwdriver, you'll just split them. They are quite sturdy. Peel that down, and then hopefully just by closing it, where is it? Is it falling out? I think it's falling. Oh, my phone's ringing. Right, I'm not sure whether this has done the trick or not. My phone rang there, so I had to. Is it still there? I think it fell out. Oh no, it's still there. I've got to try and catch it if I can. This is annoying. Right, it's up in that corner somewhere. So I want to try and catch it as it rolls. Oh, no, it's just fell out. There it is. There it is. That's all it was. Let me show you. Where's the lens? There, that's all it was, just that little bit of plastic. Chuck that away. That's it. So now I just need to put this all back together again. Push these all back in. These two, remember, am I getting this on camera? I'm not sure I am. Let's check. No, let's get that up a little bit. Right, so these two at the top are the shorter two. The others are all the same size, but these little two there are the shorter ones. Let's gather them up, put them all back in. Annoying little job, but it had to be done. You can't have that rattling around in there every time you open and close the boot. All these little bits and pieces take time, but you know, you've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you, to get it as good as you can. You know, I'm forever looking at that bonnet alignment and thinking, shall I have another little go, little play? And I think, no, stuff it. It's good enough. I think I'm missing one. No, I'm not. It's this. Just got to screw that little thing in. Some people replace those when they've got an R-bath with a little R-bath one. Oh God, it's just fallen out. Ugh. Some people like to, what have I done with this? Can't find my little spanner now. Not spanner, there it is, fallen down now. What was I saying? Yeah, some people like to customise their cars when they've got an R-bath and they have an R-bath or Italian flag one, but why not, I suppose. But we'll stick with the standard. Screw that in, keeping that obviously facing the rear. I don't want it facing inwards because that wouldn't be much use. I don't think anyone ever uses these anyway. I know I don't. That'd do. You're supposed to use that to pull the thing down. It's a lot easier just to do that. Right, that's that done. Spare set of number plates in the boot. Done. Job done. Right, so I think we're done, you know. I don't think there's anything else left to do. We are completely finished. Engine's clear. I've still got to clean the bird poo off, really, obviously, but I'm not going to bother filming that. Yeah, everything's done. Wheel trims are on, bonnet's all okay, bumper's all done, arch liner, lights are all working, mirrors are good. Back's all good, aerial's clean, seats clean, carpets are clean, mats are in, done. Job is done. Wonderful. So, I guess that'll be it for this project. So yeah, that's it. Project's finished. Obviously, as I say, it is all legal. It's taxed, it's MOT'd, it's insured, which is obviously why I've had it parked out on the road. Just got to, the MOT runs out in September, so obviously to sell it as a new sale, I will be putting a full month's ticket, full year's ticket on it. If there are any advisories, of course, depending on what they are, I will fix them. Hopefully it'll be advisory free. Tyres are all look good, so I don't think there'll be any tyre advisories. Obviously if they are, I will replace them as necessary. So that's it. So what do you think of the project? Looks nice. It's very similar to the 15 plate one I've done, lower mileage, but a couple of years older. But I think I'll be putting this up for $2,950, I think. I say putting it up for, I don't tend to drop. That's the price I sell it at. No one normally quibbles. No one usually even tries to drop me because they realise that they're getting an absolute bargain. So maybe a Cat S, but it's a great little car. Absolutely great little car. So as always, hope you enjoyed this project. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button, subscribe to the channel, push us up to the next goal, which is obviously 6,000. We've exceeded the 5,500 now. We're heading for the 6,000. So with your help, less than 50% of you are subscribers. So please, if you're not a subscriber, hit the button. Thank you. As always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.